Amy, who's one of the patrons here, had a request to clarify and demonstrate the defensive portion of the like boxing, shadow boxing workout template that I posted on here, the PDF. So I think I'm going to show just almost all of it real quick. We'll just kind of run through it, but definitely we'll get to the defense part as well. The warm-up's pretty straightforward. The first two things, just shuffling. This is always how we just get the body moving, how I do my own workout or during class. Usually take a minute, just kind of work basic shuffle, just getting out of your head and into your body, getting used to moving. I also like this as a way to kind of establish some sense of rhythm as I'm working mobility. So you could just bounce on the balls of your feet, which means you could also, and probably should also, jump rope. But just bouncing up and down is fine. But if you can get where you're shifting your weight to one side and the other, it's a little bit like tap, 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 but sometimes the feet don't totally leave the ground. That's your kind of basic shuffle. And then you can add hip rotations to this. Toe taps would be like I'm imagining a line in front of my toes, and I just tap my feet, the toes in front of the line, or you could tap the heel in front of the line. That's just developing a balance, coordination, dexterity through the feet. You're on your own for the calisthenics. You know what the workout is. For the joint health thing, it's just kind of stretching and getting some mobility through the joints. Arm crossovers. Usually I cross one over the other and then rotate to the other side, switch which one is on top. Arm circles could be this, like that. You could go here on the side. A lot of times, like in the Thai program, we'll do big circles in front and on the side like that. Twisters and sway. Twisting is just like this, right? Usually what I do is like an 8-second burst of, or like an 8 count of rotating this way. I'm mostly just focused on moving my shoulders, my upper back. The sway is side to side, almost like a slip, but smaller than that. Just sway side to side. Same thing up through the shoulders. Second one, we go back to twist, but I'm using more the side of the body, so I'm waking that up a little bit. And since it's boxing, elbows in, chin down, hands up. And then same thing, side to side, whatever your count is. And then I do one more again, twist, and now we get all the way down to the hips. So the whole back and part of the hips, not through the knees though. Here this way, same thing, side to side. Usually by the last one, you'll notice that your body is moving better. Hip circles, you guys get, you don't need to watch me stare at you and do hip circles. Knee circles, you could do both legs or one, ankles, that kind of thing. But the knee out, kind of, at the last one there, is this comes up and over, up and over. So this is really more of a Thai boxing thing. But I think it's just good joint mobility, hip mobility. So I bring it up and over and down, up, over, down. There's a distinct component to it though, that there's a rhythm, there's a cadence to it. So that I go right, step down, left, step down, right, and left, left, like that. And that pattern exists everywhere in your training. Shuffle footwork is just little small steps, forward, backward, pivot, forward, back. Step and slide is a little different in that it's a bigger movement. I step one foot and slide the other, step one foot and slide the other. Circle shuffle, simple enough. Just think big circle this way, either direction, and tight circle this way to shift around. Defense was the big question. First part is head movement, then parries, blocks, and covers. Okay, slip left and right. So I'm gonna slip right first because I'm gonna have him throw his jab. Remember, slip is just going to the outside of the punch, to the outside of the punch. Sometimes you could slip inside, but then you line yourself up with the rear hand. So think of slipping to the outside here. 1, 2. It's as simple as I'm shifting my weight more over this foot, and I'm a little bit from the waist, shifting my weight more over this foot. I just want to get off of this line, so I shift, and I shift. Like pull back as he throws either punch, and I just snap back from it, like that again, back. You get the idea. So for me, I like to see drop and duck as two different things. And sometimes it could be one or the other, but what I mean is when I duck, I just sink down like that, like this, bang. When I drop, I'm just letting the head drop like that. So if I'm already low and it comes in, I'm just kind of dipping into there again, back, like that. It just drop. It's like I'm dropping, like I'm gonna shoot on the legs or something. It kind of feels more like that, as opposed to just a vertical drop. Catch me on one day, I'm gonna call one drop and the other duck, but you get the idea. I think they're two slightly different things. I just noticed on the PDF that roll and wave are written on there. It probably should just be like a slash between those. I just kind of noticed that. For the most part, when you're talking about if he throws a punch here and I roll out from it, or he throws the punch and I weave out from it. There might be differences that you'll get from people, but otherwise it's kind of the same thing. So parries high-low, inside, outside. If he goes jab, cross, high, just here, parry, parry. He goes jab, cross, low. That's elbow and elbow. So that would just be hands to the middle, elbow to the middle, like that. Okay, again, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Just small movements, checking the center line. If you're not accustomed to boxing, but you have experience in arts like silat, where they do a lot of stuff, they're hitting their own body, not in a tempering way, but because you're stopping these shots where they would hit, you can kind of do that with this and understand, here's my center, this is what I'm trying to defend, pat, pat, so I get this movement down, but pretty quickly get the habit back to have your hands up. Inside, outside is just gonna mean that when he goes jab, I'm gonna go inside, or when he goes jab, I'm gonna go outside. Same thing on here, inside or outside. The point is just play around with those. Are you here? Are you here? Are you visualizing inside, outside, picking up, like that kind of thing? Just let it work out. Covers, so tight and wide covers are two sides of the same coin. He throws a hook here. Tight cover is just gonna be like that. So my hands are up and I just bring this up. The way I like to do this is so that my forearm and my wrist are covering my ear and my temple. The meat of my forearm is really covering my chin and my jawline, and then my bicep and upper arm is covering the rest of the jawline and where it connects. Because these are all the places where you're gonna get knocked out. So that's how I like to do this, is I just cup it up and back, up and back. So I'm kind of covering everything up along the way, like this. But there's other variations. Sometimes you're taught to turn with it a little bit. You could let the elbow flare if you're being dirty about it, that's fine. Shield is when he throws that hook, I meet it out here a little bit, kind of like a block. And shield as if I'm holding a shield. So when that comes in, I give him the back of the arm, like I have a shield showing this way, or kind of on the side, like I'm hitting with the shield. Again, that comes in, bang. This is nice because it sets up that rear hand because you just found yourself in an inside pocket like that. So you're playing between this and this and this. There's salute. So this is like a Panantukan thing. If he throws the cross, salute is like this. So it's like you're saluting, you let the arm come up. This is like a wedge technique. Right now, when we make contact, he points his finger at me. So you can see he's pointing directly at my face, okay? I don't know if this will come through perfectly on the camera, but by the time I finish this motion, when he points his finger, you can see his hands behind me. So you're making a ramp so that when the punch comes in, it naturally is redirected because of this wedge shape. Sometimes that's used offensively, and when he goes, you're gonna come here and put that in the body like that. You use it on the inside a lot. It's very, very common in Southeast Asian martial art, but I think it's a good one to work. So for this side, you go here. For the other side, you go here like this. Here, bang, and bang. So it's different than a tight cover. It's more triangular in nature. Okay, basic combinations then, single or double jab. Just play those, right? Jab or double jab like that. Work your footwork. Remember your head movement. You move your head offline. Maybe you duck when you hit. Keep your eyes up, chin down, hands high. Heel up, body moving, all that stuff. Jab or double jab. Second round, you look at jab cross or double jab cross. Then you add in the lead hook like that. All right, so the rest of it is just combining all the other stuff that we just put in there, or making it your own, and then some conditioning sprints of the same stuff. So hopefully that helps. Thank you, Amy, for the request and suggestion. We've had a lot of really good requests in the last couple weeks or whatever. Now the holiday break's finally done. All that craziness is behind, and I can kind of get back into getting to work here. So I got a whole big list of stuff we're going to start working on. Thank you, Tim, for helping out. So look for all your stuff that you've made requests about coming soon, and this is a great place to start. Thanks for watching and being a patron.